Erev Tov Chaverim, I'm Stephen Ben-Nun. You're watching Israeli News Live, and tonight a very controversial subject. I haven't quite really figured out exactly what I'm planning on naming this, but I am asking you, the listeners, tonight to really take time to hear me out, and if you would humor me a little bit, because I realize that some of the things that I'll be speaking about tonight, they will affect many of the listeners right to the very core of our belief system, of course not our belief in Yeshua as far as Messiah. In fact, if anything, that is the most solid aspect of our core beliefs is Jesus Christ. And I think now more than ever, the things that I'll be sharing with you tonight, we want to reevaluate our love and commitment to Him, our soul, to make sure that our lives are confessed up and that everything is in order, because we are moving into some very troublesome times ahead. And those times are not just merely coincidental. Those times are not just, we have another pandemic, we have earthquakes in diverse places, things like that. Those things are happening, and that is very true. Everything has a purpose and a place. But what's about to take place on this earth, friends, really it calls for a time that we need to really pray and seek God more than we've ever done before. Seek salvation for your loved ones more than you have ever done before, because we are moving into a very, very sinister time ahead. The elite of this world have known about this, but they're not going to tell you what I will tell you tonight. They don't want you to know about it. We try to warn you guys when we know things. Some things, I can't go into every single detail, but what I will tell you tonight is very, very serious. I think more than ever in the age that we're living in now, and what I am really going to focus on more so than anything else from this day forward, after we make this broadcast, is going to be for the salvation of souls. Okay? There is a thing that we called a meteorite belt. As it was said to me, that's the way you call it. So maybe there's something more to it in another realm of thinking that I don't understand, but that's really not the point. The point is, there are objects that are going to strike the earth in the very near future. And it's actually in a near future in a way like you could never imagine. Because of the fact that I have a friend that is a scientist on the inside there that knows the things that are being prepared for and the plans that are being made from practically every level you can imagine, I'm able to share with you some very detailed information. But I'll have to kind of scave over the top. You know, you do have to protect your sources as well. The asteroid belt that we're going through, Jupiter, by the way, is actually probably the biggest friend to the planet Earth right now. There are even scientists you can see online that would say that. They take the brunt of the largest rocks that are flying through space, especially through this belt that we're going through. I don't know if it's because of the size of the planet, because of the gravitational pull, etc., which again, I know many people would say there's no such thing as gravity, etc. But nonetheless, even before we deal with impacts of these meteorites, is that the Earth, because of the radiation that the Earth is taking in right now, the Earth is becoming like an egg that is in boiling water, and it is starting to crack up the Earth. And in fact, that is not the only issue that they're dealing with. They're also dealing with the fact that because of all the things that are happening, that we are going to suffer from earthquakes, wind problems, followed by, that we're going to deal with earthquakes, volcanoes, floods, tornadoes, hurricanes, and winds of over 100 miles per hour. Because It's not a climate change as a result of CO2 emissions, as we're being told, but rather the Earth is absorbing such a huge amount of radiation that the core of the Earth is heating up from within. This is what's going to be catastrophic for us here on the Earth. And we're going to face a lot of other issues before even dealing with these massive amount of asteroids that are coming. And the thing is once they come as well, there's very little hope of a survivability above ground, with the exception of multiple locations on the Earth. And that's what I want to show you. I want to first take you to the maps right here. So now the speculation of where is the best place to be comes down to these places like Central Africa. Again, even though these are considered safe zones, they're not without their own probability of being hit directly as well, but not nearly as severe as the 80% of those rocks. They know where they are. Another place that'll be a safe zone is the Middle East. Israel, Jordan, Syria, Western Syria specifically. Okay? Those areas there. Now, isn't it interesting that the United States, Russia, and Saudi Arabia, many other countries, are all in a war to overtake Syria? And all the Syrian people have been forced out of Syria. So the elite want to get them out of that area. And so many of these people, including Turkey and Saudi Arabia, who are not in safe zones, they want to be able to move their elites up into Syria and up into Iraq and into Israel, etc. Israel wants to have a bigger buffer zone because, after all, they're planning on having the New World Order out of chaos to reset up a global economic system. As I was told, if you were going to bug out, you should be doing it right now. I was also told, and there again, this is all based on a probability, not on exact facts, 3 to 6 months is probably what we have left. But again, as also told, those dates still could be off. But the inevitable is still on its way. Just as we've tried to say to people, because we know that this lockdown is coming, stock up on some goods. You know this virus is here, get vitamin C. Now we need to get vitamin J. That's Jesus, or Yeshua, vitamin Yod, if you want to say it like that, within our souls, and to share him with everyone you possibly can. When you will see that Antichrist system set up. This is when you will see they will rule the world from the Middle East, from Israel. And they will say that their Messiah has come and saved them out of the calamity. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. We will serve Yeshua, Jesus Christ, the Messiah. Thank you. Thank you for your help in this ministry. Thank you for your continued support. And we will do everything in our power to bring you the truth, always. I'm Stephen Ben-Nun. You're watching Israeli News Live. In a very somber time, very somber hour. And thank you for having the patience and the love to bear with me, because like I said, I have many friends that have different views. And I really want to thank you for taking the time to listen to me tonight. God bless you.
Yehuda and Levi, come Joseph, Benjamin and Dan, come Shimon, Issachar and Zebulun, come Gad, Asher and Naphtali, come unto the mountain, come unto the mountain. Sacrifices of righteousness.